punched a certain thing, the little girl said, you'll throw all of the accounts off. So finally, I went to the president, and I said, I can't get any of this spanking. I said, you fire me. If you don't, I'm going to fire. Fire myself, and I did. Went to teaching. Had a bunch of kids that seemed to have a little bit of music in them. So Dr. Fink, he was a doctor. Dr. Fink said, Mrs. Clark, I'm going to buy the whole class some tonettes. And we didn't have a tonette band, and we did. Those little kind of like and we had a big band. It was fun. From there, went down, and I could tell you things about Miami. Went to the Orange Bowl. Is that where the Orange Bowl was?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Orange Bowl. And Fred Snight, this has always interested me. Do you remember the name Fred Snight?
No.
No, he was the fellow that lived in the Iron Lung. And they wheeled him in, and I've always regretted that I didn't stop on the way when I went to teach there, that I didn't stop and see him, because he would have welcomed anybody that came. I always felt sorry for him, because just his head was out. And then we went to Key West from Miami Beach, and all this time Clark was looking for subs. This little ship was looking for subs, and scared. I was too dumb to be scared of him. He could have been blown to bits down there in the ocean. But we had wonderful times in the Key West. The officers' clubs were really nice. And you get a Navy fellow, an officer, you could get any place. Was that fun? And was he handsome? In his wife?
He was.
Anyway, from Key West, then we came back up to New York, and he was doing something. We were living on Staten Island, and that's just about, they really need help. Then across the United States, went up to Tacoma, lived in Tacoma, and in Seattle one night, we took the commander's car, bunch of fellas, and we went over to Seattle to a dance, always going to a dance, and we saw Mae West. And oh boy, we thought that was something. She said, come on, see me sometime. We thought that was something to get on. Oh, we've seen Sally Rand, and we always saw a lot of good Frank Sinatra, the Andrew Sisters, and all that. So anyway, got that done, got the ship going, went down, and when Clark went to Iwo Jima and Peleliu, I never will forget. All of me just sank. Didn't know whether he'd come back or not. But in 2 years he did. And I went in the meantime back to Wichita. And by the way, that was the craziest thing I think I've ever done. My folks were beside themselves. How is she getting back, and what? How's come we don't know? Dad doesn't know, because he ought to know that she's on that train. I didn't call him. I knew they'd have a fit that I wasn't on the train. I went downtown in L.A. and got in with a taxi cab driver. It was a she. And she was coming back to a little town in Kansas, not very far from where my folks were. And so we picked up somebody that hadn't seen a white woman for a while, and the both of us were in the back seat. I said, oh, great. Scared me, but I didn't flirt with him.
I don't know.
Got back. Oh, well, I'm about through. I think I better just quit right now. I'll leave you up in the air.
Oh, there's a lot of time there.
Time to quit. Anyway, I've had quite a lot. I've had a wonderful life, but I have had some sadness.
Bring us to Texas, Martin. Oh, no, okay, you're only allowed to cry once, and you already did that. Bring us to Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing.
Did you have children?
See, Tom.
That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Incident.
Tom, when he graduated from, oh, here I haven't told about Oh, great then. And told about the kids
9
being born
months
and-
from the day.
Oh my gosh, how exciting it was. How
Back
exciting it was. Well, anyway, Tom went to Kansas City to begin with, and after he got out of college, and was a psychologist. So he and kid back there came south.
Yep.
And then,
Get the hell out of Dodge.
let's see, where was it? They got south.
Mhm.
And that's how we got connected up down here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this kid here got the picture.
And then that kid there got the picture. And thank God
Too many
for
kids.
Dan.
Too many
Here's to
kids.
Dan. Thank you.
And anyway, things can roll along, you know, and, Bruce got the picture. We were back in Washington. Oh,
Picture's getting
Peggy
bigger all the time.
went into the White House because Peggy was working for Bill Clinton. Boy, don't need to think that wasn't something. They eat at the White House? Unbelievable, unbelievable. But Clark and I had a wonderful, wonderful times, and he was so respected that they named the stadium after him, Harold M. Clark.
What's
And
the
he
M
also
stand for?
was- And he also was the dean of the college.
Tell everybody what the M stands for, Margaret.
Hmm?
What does the M stand for?
Oh,
M.
somebody at the country club said, I know what the M's for. Harold Margaret Clark.